Hey now, what's up everybody? My name is Mike Brown, aka ReviewKingMB, and I am here to talk about in review The Flash. This was season 3, the mid-season finale. In fact, this episode was entitled The Present. At the beginning of the episode, we see that the team basically finds out some more information about this stone and about alchemy. And so they also find out that Julian wrote some articles and that he's very connected to all of this. Barry goes to question him, and hearing Julian, Draco Malfoy himself, mention the Philosopher's Stone, I thought was hilarious. I got a huge kick out of it, especially you Harry Potter fans. You can know why I'm saying that. But they're questioning him about, is it Saboteur or Saboteur? I don't know. Either way, he looks like Megatron, let's be honest. Kind of an interesting look to him. So then Barry goes to Earth 3, and we see the Trickster, played by Mark Hamill, who looks very different. Purple hair, pale skin. In fact, I remember seeing set pictures of Mark Hamill as this version of the Trickster, and some people were even questioning whether or not he's playing the Joker, like live action. Clearly that wasn't the case, but it's always great to see Mark Hamill back in any form. Seeing him play a villain, he's so into it. I love that voice. I just wish they used him more, right? But you saw his Trickster go up against John Wesley Shipp's Flash. Like, it was perfect. It was. Barry helps. He comes in and stops him, though. And seeing John Wesley Shipp back as the Flash, I think was also great. Look, was I happy with what they did with his character, or at least Barry's father, that version of John Wesley Shipp, in the second season? No, I wasn't. I was very disappointed. And when they killed him off, I kind of thought, well, good riddance, right? But now, if you're going to have him be a Flash from Earth 3, a different Earth, so it makes more sense for him to come in every once in a while, I think that's the best way to use him so far. And let me just mention that Iris West is the best girlfriend ever. Just the scenes of her being so nice to Barry this whole season. She's so understanding. This is the most likable I think that we've seen Iris be. Sure, I wish they gave her more to do as far as her own storylines, her own plot maybe. But she's there. She's understanding. She's always there for Barry. So I like that. Her going out and Christmas shopping and buying a bunch of stuff and the tree. And I just, if you ever want a fictional girlfriend, Iris would be the one. Now Saboteur shows up and he beats the crap out of John Wesley Shipp. It looks like he's about to kill him, but then Barry catches Alchemy, takes his mask off. He closes the box, which gets rid of Saboteur, but he takes off the mask, and he sees that it is Julian. Julian is Alchemy. I think everybody, sure, we found that out a few episodes ago, but that wasn't much of a surprise, honestly. I kind of guessed that from the beginning. But they did something with Julian where he was locked up, and they figured out that Julian was blacking out, and that he doesn't remember being Alchemy. And sure, it was interesting for this character that he wasn't truly evil and that he was being used and manipulated. Fine. But I feel like that's a cop-out. I feel like the show in general goes for that too often. We just had an episode where Caitlin Snow became Killer Frost, and then they were able to undo that and just say that, oh, she was being controlled. She was being manipulated by her powers. And that it wasn't really her saying those things or doing all of those things. And I kind of think bullshit, right? Because under those pretenses, every single villain on this show that has been affected by their powers or the accelerator, like anything, they're not really themselves anymore. And that they're all worth saving in some form or fashion. But because it's Caitlin, we let it go. We let it slide. And I guess with Julian, we're going to go down that path as well. Throughout this episode, Cisco has been seeing Dante, his brother, and at first it looks like it's visions and whatnot, and honestly I wasn't caring. I wasn't caring because I'm over Cisco. I'm over him, I don't like him, I don't find him funny anymore, although he wasn't trying to be funny here, so there's that. But he's not a character that I care about. So I didn't care about him moping and whining and complaining about his brother. I'm not saying he was as annoying in this episode. Obviously, him and Barry have, I guess, made up. But I'm done with him. And then you find out that this isn't visions or hallucinations. This is Savitar using this to get him to open the box. What's in the box? And that's how Savitar is using. That's his power source. He's using this to come back out. He tries to kill Barry once again. Wally, who has been getting training from HR, shows up and he tries to help Barry. I do like that. I like that Wally wants to be a part of it, that he wants to save Barry, that he wants to be a hero. It's noble. And I do think they have been doing a nice slow build to Wally becoming Kid Flash. And so that's why I've been along with it. Unlike Arrow, who just introduced like 5 new characters and we're supposed to buy them already a part of the team without knowing really any of their backstory, they built Wally up, I think, perfectly. And then Caitlin's able to talk Cisco out of it. He closes the box, whatever. They get rid of Savitar. And then they come up with a plan. They come up with a plan to throw the box into the Speed Force. That's the only way to get rid of it. It can't be destroyed. It can't be buried with the risk of someone else finding it. So they throw it into the Speed Force. Barry somehow winds up in the future. And he sees Iris get killed by Savitar. And that sucked. It did. Especially me just talking about how much I loved Iris and really liked her as a character, and that her and Barry have been this great as a couple. Seeing her die sucks. It does seem like they're doing the similar thing of what Arrow did last season, as far as, oh, somebody's dead, somebody's in the grave, and we were waiting to see who it was going to be. Now this time it's like you're telling us that this character's going to die. But now we're supposed to see if Barry can change that. And I'm assuming that they're not going to kill Iris. And they showed us this just to kind of make us anticipate it or make us think that it's a possibility. I'm going to try to think it's not. And I hope that they don't kill her. Because not only would that suck, but it just doesn't make sense. I know that Barry saw that newspaper in the future that's no longer written by her, so I guess logically it could happen. I don't like it though. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. So we get Christmas dinner. This was a whole Christmas themed episode and I love that. Christmas used to be my favorite holiday as a kid. Now it's Halloween, but Christmas still. Mostly when I watch Christmas movies or watch an episode that's Christmas and seeing families together and just that niceness, that's what puts me in the spirit. I really like seeing all of that. I love seeing HR drinking eggnog and getting drunk and just being goofy. I really like this version of HR. I'm surprised, but I do like him. And I love seeing Joe with that what is she? Is she a DA or something? I don't know. Whoever she is, I like them. I like just Joe dating somebody. And you have the moment where Caitlin used her powers to make it snow. I get why they did it. I do. But I thought the whole point of why Caitlin turned evil in the first place was that if she used her powers or used too much of her powers and she couldn't control it, she would turn evil. So why would she risk her using her powers just for some snow? Like, she had to take the thing off her wrist so that she could use her powers. She doesn't want to use her powers because she doesn't know what could happen to her, and she could turn evil again. Maybe I'm overthinking it. Maybe nobody else had that thought. I'm just watching that and going, for that short moment, it almost wasn't worth it. But okay, fine. The last thing we see is Barry's present to Iris is that he bought them a place, or at least an apartment. He pulled out a lease. And this was a pretty freaking nice apartment. It was. I don't know what his salary is, but clearly he's doing pretty well because that was a sweet place. And I love that. I love seeing these characters finally together, finally dating. No real drama between them so far. I love that. We had a whole bunch of back and forth and drama between them in the first 2 seasons. That so far, season 3, I think, has treated their relationship great. I know people haven't been digging this season. I've heard it. I don't understand why, though. I think out of all of the CW shows, this is one of the stronger ones. This and Supergirl have been consistent for me. I'm totally into it. Savitar, sure, maybe he's not the greatest villain that they've had. He's never going to top Reverse Flash or even Zoom, but it's Tobin Bell's voice. I think that's good enough to make me get behind it, and I'm curious to see where it's going to go now. I found it interesting to find out more of his backstory, that he is a villain from the future that was beaten by Barry, put into the box by future Barry, and now he's coming to this timeline for revenge. Sure, that was Reverse Flash's plan and everything. I'm not saying it's new. I'm just saying it's interesting. I'm still enjoying season 3 so far. Pretty decent mid-season finale. Not their best mid-season finale, but pretty good. You'll never beat Reverse Flash and him having that race in season 1, or when Zoom beat the shit out of Barry in the second season. So guys, let me know in the comments below, what did you think of the mid-season 3 finale of Flash? Did you like it? Did you love it? Are you hating this season? Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Later!